Welcome to weDevs. Let's have a walkthrough of the daily activities of the weDevians. This is where our day begins, with the reception area. This is where weDevians and guests are welcomed. Okay, let's move forward. This is the weDevs playground, where we play and pray. Right now, the development team is competing against the marketing team. Just as they are playing a competitive game, they also work hard to get great results for our customers. This is where all the magic happens. Our development and support team. They are innovating new ideas into reality that solve our customer problems. The development team develops products for the online industry to make lives easy. This is our testing team. Every application has to go through some serious automated and manual testing to ensure quality before launching. Our developers have written thousands of codes to build plugins and applications using all the cutting-edge technologies. We use the best coding convention for WordPress, such as PHP, Vanilla.js, Node.js, React.js, Python, Java, and many more programming languages to build plugins and web applications. This is our content and marketing team. Our content team produces all the articles, tutorials, and documentation for all of our products. Our marketing team is the main powerhouse behind all of the campaign and marketing ideas that boost our sales. Oh, a meeting is going on. Let's bump into the meeting room to check what's going on. We conduct internal meetings, client meetings, and web conferences in this room. It can easily facilitate around 20 people at a time. Now it is time for the HR and admin departments to welcome you to their operation. From here, our HR and admin regulates and operates the human resource and administrative process. In this cabinet, our account directors maintain all the accounting-related activities. By the way, we haven't walked you through the community and business development team yet. Let's go! This is our business development and community team. This team is solely responsible to generate leads and make a better exposure for the company in the global IT industry. Last but not least, let's meet our founders. This is Tariq Hassan, founder and CTO of weDevs. And this is Nizamuddin, co-founder and CEO of weDevs.
Hi everyone, I hope that video that we played before the show was refreshing. And with yet another episode of weDevs show, it's kind of unorthodox and kind of unconventional of a presentation supporting the WordPress ecosystem and all the content creators out there. And we come forward from the WordPress ecosystem. My name is Ahmed Kabir Shayon and I work as the Business Development Manager at weDevs. Today, we have a special treat for you, nothing formal, and nothing towards a specific topic, but there is a topic. We're going to have a guest with us whom I work on a daily basis, directly, and at times we have fun together. But with that video, I think the guest would agree with me that we both miss our office so much. So with further ado, let me introduce today's guest. Mr. Saad Sharif Ahmed, who is also the marketing team lead at WeDevs. So how are you?
Hello, Sam.
Hi, it's great to see you again. It feels refreshing, but that video did make me really nostalgic.
Oh man,
How did you feel about that?
yeah, definitely. It totally made me nostalgic. I really miss going back to the office. Funny thing though, if you take a good look at the video, I'm not there. I got cut out. Yeah.
Which is why we gave you a direct feature. Today it's all about you, the man, the myth, the marketing lead, Mr. Saad Sharif Ahmed. So let's just get to it. But viewers, I need to point out my co-host, Mr. Yasin, isn't doing well. So I request everyone to pray for him. Hopefully he can return with the next show. But Yasin, if you're watching, my heart and prayer goes out to you. Atik says, good to see you both. So Atik, thank you so much. Stay tuned with us. So we are going to begin our show with a few questions. But first, we need to talk about the marketing team. And like each organization where there are multiple teams coming with different types of work and different objective, at WeDevs, we do have marketing team as well, which is aside the design team, the content team, support, and different development team as well. We also have our HR and administration team. So today's focus is directly on marketing team, which is why we have brought Saad along with us so that he can tell us all about it. So Saad, would you please give an introduction to you?
Well, I'd like to keep it very simple. As John said, I'm Saad, and I am responsible for all things marketing. I think that should pretty much explain everything that I do.
That is very specific. So Tuhin Bhai says, very glad to see you both. So Tuhin, we are glad to see you with us as well. Thank you for being active. Almost every time I see Tuhin, Atik commenting, so we support both of you as well. So Saad, here's my first question to you. And we're on the show right now. So the question is, give us a brief of your day-to-day activities as the marketing team lead.
Okay, I think that's a pretty straightforward question. Most of my day is actually basically spent during using, like with meetings, a whole lot of meetings actually, because now specifically when we're working from home, basically what I have to do, being the team lead, I check on the work progress for everybody on the team, right? So in order to do that, I have to have individual sit-in sessions with everybody else. So there's a whole lot of meetings, and I'm also basically responsible for bringing in the numbers. So I have to check in on all the statistics that are available to us, right? So I have to do that. I have to evaluate everybody's work, review and evaluate each and individual team member's contribution towards our products. So that's pretty much what I do. And also, I think I have to wear different hats every now and then, because most of the time, even though I'm labeled the marketing team lead, but I also have to closely collaborate with a lot of other teams as well. Sometimes I'm working with the product managers, with the development team, with the design team, the content team. Even as John said, I work very closely with the business development team as well. So I wear different hats a lot of times. So yeah.
Okay, I just have a follow-up question from what you just said. So would you consider this being another meeting, or this is just a casual conversation with the colleague?
This is a casual.
So you don't care if 1,000 people are watching us right now, or if there's a couple 100,000 people.
I do care though. I'm very self-conscious sometimes, so that factors in. Definitely.
Right. I tried to kid, didn't work. Let's just jump to the next question. So what is the major duties and responsibilities of the marketing team lead at WeDevs? You have already answered a few of it. Let us focus on some key. Yep.
Yeah, like I said, I have to check on progress for work. I have to check on the statistics. I have to ensure that the targets that we have per month are met. And if they're not being met, then what we can do to ensure that they are again being met for the next consecutive month, or maybe sometimes even do a little bit of damage control. Right? So that is a part of what I do, as it falls as my responsibility as the marketing team lead. And eventually, I have to report all these things to the CEO directly as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that answer. We now know a lot of insights to your role on a daily basis. Let's talk about your team. So share the working culture of the marketing team and the dynamics of marketing.
So there are basically several teams within the marketing team. So like sub teams, like for example, we have the email marketing team, the paid media team. We also have the business development team, which is also basically marketing is basically one big umbrella under which all these other sub teams are categorized, right? So I have to work and keep check on all of these teams. Then there's the content team. Everything falls under the marketing team. So I have to keep a close look on all these things, and yeah, so that's what I basically do. And when these teams, each of these teams are responsible for their own KPIs, right? So like key performance indicators. So and I have to make sure that these guys are also yeah, how do I say it? They are hitting their target, their individual targets as well. So that's basically how the marketing team is set up. I hope you guys, some of the guys from the team are also watching the show. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, that was so kind of you. I'm sure a lot of us are watching, and a lot of people are commenting. We see Naif commenting. We like Dokan software. So yeah. So Naif, you can join tomorrow around an hour or a couple hours late than this time that we're live right now. And I'm sure you can give a shout out about Dokan, right? Saad, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so for the Dokan webinar, which happens bi-weekly on Thursdays.
For the Dokan webinar, we are actually going to skip it out on this week. So hopefully you'll be hearing from us next week for another webinar. Definitely.
Okay, great, awesome.
Sorry to interrupt. Naif, you'll have to wait for another week, I guess. But you'll definitely see us in the webinar. Yeah.
I'm sure the wait will be worth it, and no need to apologize. We're just having a casual conversation.
Right.
Next question about learning and the growth. So how do you believe in the learn and grow concept with the team members in your in the marketing team?
Well, learning and growing is like the top priority within the team. Like it's not like we just get to go into work every day and just do our things and get out. No, we don't function like that. We are totally different. We try to always innovate and learn new things and implement those things. Basically, we're always experimenting with new ideas and techniques to promote our products so that we can, get a better return on our investments. So learning is definitely a big part of it, and we are always poised towards growth. Definitely.
So we have a question from one of our colleagues. Atik asked, how do you motivate your team to increase productivity?
Okay, well, that's a nice question, actually. I always try to, let's say I assign a task to a certain somebody, and then he tries his best to perform within his capabilities, and I try to encourage them to do it in such a way and so that they can do it very easily and understand. I try to explain the whole thing to them with ease so that they can perform better and increase their productivity. I also try to give a bit of leeway so that they can have enough breathing room to do things their own way. It's not like I have some strict set of rules that you're going to have to do this particular task in this way or that way. No, I try to keep them a bit relaxed and give them a bit of breathing room so that they can work within their own work in their own pace, and so that I think that helps with the productivity. That's my way of thinking about it. I don't know how you feel about it. Atik, you asked the question. Maybe you can even comment if you agree with me on that.
Right. Thank you for the answer. Next question would be from me. We'll take the viewer's question after that. So how did you get to know about WeDevs?
Okay. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. I was actually looking around for a job back last year, back in August, actually June. So I was just looking across all kinds of job boards and whatnot, and I came across the job. That's how I found out about it.
So there's a follow-up question to that. Please share your recruitment experience with the audience.
Okay, that okay. So basically, I saw the job posting. I just liked it. Well, actually, I'll let you know that when I applied initially, I didn't really apply for the marketing team lead role. I applied for the role of the digital strategist, right? So that was open at that moment. So I applied, and they had 16 questions that needed to be answered right on the website. So that was kind of daunting. So I'm like, okay, I'll get these 16 questions answered, no problem. And maybe, hopefully, if I get these right and if I do these correctly, maybe I'll get an interview or something. So I tried my best. I answered these 16 questions. I sent it, hit the submit button, and the next day, or I think no, not the next day. I think 3 days later, I got another email which said that, okay, yeah, you moved on to the next round. I'm like, okay, so what's the next round? So they sent me yet another assignment, and this time with another 11 huge questions. So I'm like, okay, another assignment. Okay, I'll get rid. I'll have to pass this one as well. So I tried that. I think they gave me 3 days for that. So I had to pull off an all-nighter for that as well. Later on, I submitted that one, and then they sent me another email, and it said, okay, you moved on yet to the other round. Now you get to come over to our office, and you have to go for a written exam and also a viva. Like, okay, yet another one. And then I went over, I gave all the exams, sat in with the HR for a viva, and I passed that as well. Then they gave me yet another assignment, which is another super long assignment. I have to do that as well. And then finally, I had two more interviews, one with the marketing team lead back then, and later on with the CEO, and finally I got good. It was a pretty lengthy process. Yeah.
Right. That begs for a different conversation to talk about the recruitment process. I think we can have a webinar on it sometimes in the near future. But then again, this clearly puts a picture for those who aspire to work at WeDevs, that the leadership and the management does focus highly when it comes to find key employees for roles such as the marketing. So let's focus to the next question, which is asked by Rabir Shah. He asked for some tips to increase team collaboration. Very briefly.
Right. I think, I think in order to increase team collaboration, we have to first think of what you mean by team collaboration. It's like the dependencies that each team has on the other one. So if you can ease that out, I think that's the way you can increase team collaboration, right? So in order to ease that out, I think weekly sit-ins with each other and having open conversations about what each other is working on, so that you can know what the other person is working on. I think that will ease in if the other person knows what I'm working on, and if I know what he or she is working on, right? So I think that will ease in the flow of work between the two teams. So I think that will help to increase team collaboration.
Awesome. Let's jump into the next question. Now that the audience knows about your recruitment experience, tell us about your WordPress journey. A little bit of information about your WordPress contribution.
I started off working with WordPress back in 2015. Initially, I kind of started off as a developer, web developer, surprisingly, right? So, but eventually, I just found marketing to be a more lucrative side of work. So I swiftly made the transition from being a developer to a manager, and then also a digital marketing manager. That's how I made the transition, and I have always been doing all this time. I have been working with WordPress products. So that's basically my experience with WordPress.
Awesome. So here's a abstract question. So how significant do you think it is to have a strong and functioning marketing team?
Yeah, I think it's super important to have a strong and functioning marketing team because without that, you can't be constantly improving. I mean, in order to be strong and functioning, you need to be able to constantly improve and be
Right.
able to adapt to change. You have to be very adaptable, right? And my team,
Absolutely.
specifically my team, they are like they're awesome. Basically, my team is awesome, and they're always supporting no matter how much the pressure we have. You may think that marketing is not a very high pressure job, maybe, but it's not really true because whenever like there's a target to hit, we have to do a whole lot of work in order to
Yep.
make sure that we get things done so that whatever needs to be done to hit the targets accordingly. Because if you think about it as a business, you always have to be goal oriented, right? So that's what we try to focus
Yep.
on. To do that, we have to sometimes go through a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, and my team is always supporting for that. So thank you guys. You guys are awesome.
That was super sweet of you.
Uh,
So, since we talked about the functioning and strength of a team, how
mhm.
do you find WordPress is very unique when it comes to marketing WordPress products?
Hmm. That's a tough one. I think I have a vague idea of what the answer should be.
Sure.
Basically, I think what WordPress focuses on, I think what their motto is, they try to democratize publishing, right? So, as a
Absolutely.
marketer, I think it is important that we are not only going for profit, but also ensuring a safe and open space for content creators and others to grow. So to give people the freedom to build, change, and share. We may, like as a marketer, we may not always have freedom of choice, in all kinds of marketing activities, but the product itself should support the freedom to build, change, and share, right? So I think WordPress does that quite well.
Awesome. I think you mentioned few keywords, which is freedom to build, change, and share, which is also
Right.
part of the
Exactly.
WordPress.org mission.
Exactly.
So that was
Exactly.
great point made. So thank
Exactly.
you. I have just last two questions for you. And I think this
Sure.
one's you will like it. So which is your favorite WeDevs product and why?
Uh, well, that's tough to say. I mean, I like all our products. If I didn't like them, I wouldn't be able to market them. So I
Absolutely.
can't really. It's difficult to pick a favorite, but if I had to pick one, I would definitely pick Dokan because it's our flagship product, and I think right now, specifically during this time of crisis, during the pandemic, this particular product is helping so many people in so many ways. A lot of people who are now coming online, they're taking their shops, they're just you know brick and mortar shops, they're all going online. So Kokan is helping them very much in achieving that. So I think it's a good product, and I personally like it a lot. If I
We're
have,
almost at sorry, we're almost at the end of our show, but I need
oh,
to
okay,
ask you this question. We want to
okay,
know about the future. So your vision
mhm,
about the marketing for the next few years as the lead.
hmm, okay, yeah, that's a nice question. Actually, at WeDevs, what we are trying to do is we are not just focusing on one or two or five products. We are always trying to innovate, and we are trying to provide value to all our customers or visitors, be it in the form of a product or a blog or whatever it is, right? So specifically, if it comes to a product, um, we are always trying to build on top of the existing products that we have. So we're basically always trying to provide value by building an entire ecosystem around all the possible products within the WordPress ecosphere, right? So um, that I think is important. And so in order to do that, the marketing team, specifically the marketing team, I think in order to work with a plethora of different kinds of products, we need to be able to scale well, right? And that is a very difficult feat to achieve. So I think in order to be able to build on top of things and market those products appropriately, we need to be able to scale, and we need to be able to be ready to scale and uh, grow our team efficiently. So I think that would be the goal for the next few years because like
That
it's difficult to achieve, and the achievement of that itself will be the goal.
but that made clear sense to me. That was like crystal clear. So I am myself now motivated to follow the bandwagon and achieve there. So my last question to you, how different do you find the WeDevs marketing team than other places where you work or you know about certain organizations? If you create a contrast, how different do you see your team?
Well, I feel what I see most within my team. I think WeDevs has this particular thing we do when hiring people specifically, that we make very sure that a particular person is fit for our culture. I mean, you can be the most talented guy in the room, but if you're not fit for the culture, you don't get in, right? So the attitude and there are certain traits that we look for, right? So if you have those traits, and specifically the ones that what I personally prefer, for example, one would be perseverance and the ability to self-motivate, right? So my team is basically, I'm surrounded with people who are perseverant and also who are highly motivated individuals, because at the end of the day, no matter how talented or skilled you are, motivation trumps all, right? If you're not motivated enough, if you're not motivated to learn or grow, then you're basically, standing still. You're not growing, basically. So I think these qualities that the marketing team, not just the marketing team, everybody at WeDevs that we have, sets us apart from what everybody else is doing. I think.
I feel like your team should be very proud of what you said today. I also believe that it should be very. I have no question about that. And thank you so much for being here with us today. I find that the leadership, the stakeholders of WeDevs should also feel confident on your leadership skills, how you're leading the team from the front. We have a last comment from Faisal Sharkar. Very good to see you guys. One question to Saad Bhai, as a marketing wizard. That was very good. What suggestion do you have to build good analytical skill? Let's talk about analytical skills.
Well, if you have to be analytical, I think it's important to be logical, to be able to think strategically. These things don't just, you're not always, some people are born with it, not everybody else, but if you have to build that skill, I think you have to have good mentorship, first of all. Definitely, that's important. I mean, you have to be able to observe certain things to learn from it, right? So I think, and also certain things, whatever it is that you want to analyze, you have to practice it to the point where you have perfected it. I think that's the suggestion that I would give you to build good analytical skills.
Great insight, of course, on-the-job experience shared with our viewers. So I would like to thank you once again for a final time for joining us today. And I believe this won't be the last time you will be visiting WeDevs show. We would have many times when you would come visit, and we can come visit you as well. Any shout outs that you want to give before we wrap it up?
So I guess some of you guys have also seen me in some of the webinars for Dokkan, so you guys should go and check those out. We'll be having more of them in the future. And I'm always, saying these things out loud on pretty much every webinar. Like, please join our communities: the WeDevs community, Dokkan community, WP ERP community. Also, I would like to just quickly mention that we recently introduced a new a new model for our WP ERP product. Basically, the pricing model has kind of changed. It's become more affordable. So you guys should go and check that out and join our communities for all the products, right? The communities are there to help you guys out. So please join the community. Like and subscribe to our channel, like our Facebook page, and don't share this video, by the way. Please, I'm very self-conscious. Do not share this video.
Of course. Thank you so much for the positive words. Thank you so much for all the shout out. Thank you so much for being here. Viewers, that wraps up today's show. I want to encourage you to interact with us using the live chat, but featured in the YouTube live and also in the video for Facebook. So today we talked about Saad Sharif Ahmed, the marketing lead for WeDevs, and we got to learn about his day-to-day activities, major duties, responsibilities, the working culture within the marketing team, the dynamics, how marketing team is thriving in learning and personal growth as well as organizational growth. We talked about the recruitment process that Saad personally had, his journey in WordPress, and also had some deep discussion about a functioning and a strong marketing team. So with that, I want to bid goodbye from all of you and inviting you to join us again next week for another topic that won't be direct, that won't be formal, that won't be conventional, yet it will be WeDevs show. So I say goodbye for now. Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.
Have a good day. Bye.